My name is Mollie Sommer. Welcome to my podcast. I believe that we are all inherently seeking to express ourselves, and that our voice is the connector that brings us all together. This podcast is my way of sharing that power of connection, bringing us together to learn, grow, laugh, and be the best versions of ourselves. Each week, I will share my stories and lessons around spirituality, energy, manifestation, money, mindset, and of course, business. Along the way, there will also be some amazing guests to uplift and inspire you to live your life full out, to embrace your gifts, and to celebrate your uniqueness, reminding you that you are never alone. So sit back, bring your hands and feet inside the car, and enjoy the ride. Welcome to the show. Hello, my beautiful friend. I am so excited that you have chosen to be here with me today. Today is a real life show. This week has not gone according to plan. There have been tech issues, there have been emotional breakdowns, and so I thought I would share with you today why faith and resilience are two of the most important mindsets that you can have so that you can create the business and the life of your dreams. So, as always, bring your hands and feet inside the car and enjoy the ride. This podcast almost didn't happen this week. That is because the universe, my friend, it has been testing me. And as always, I will admit that I have asked for these tests. Sometimes I forget how powerful I am. And when I get a test that maybe I'm not ready for, I forget, oh, right, I did ask for this. And this week was one of those things. So now that we are at Friday, I thought I would share with you two of the most important mindsets that you have to start implementing right now if you want to create your big dreams into reality. Let me start by sharing this week. There are always going to be external factors in our lives that are out of our control. And for me this week, it was about technology. I honestly thought we were starting a Mercury retrograde all over again. It was about family, and it was about other people and how they affect my life. Now, I do everything I do every single day to set myself up for success. And maybe I'll share my routines with you in another podcast. But for today, trust that I take the steps every single day to move forward, to bring my dreams and my ideas into life. So this week, when things felt like they were falling apart, I honestly felt like I was going to have to quit. I honestly felt that maybe the universe was showing me this because I'm not meant to be doing what I'm doing. I felt disempowered. I will be honest, I went through the gamut of the emotions of a stress response. I felt self-doubt. I felt fear. I felt anger. I felt frustration. I felt disappointment. All of those low resonating, what I call catabolic emotions. Now, in short-term stints, this catabolic energy can fuel us. Anger is actually a bridge. It's actually a higher vibration than doubt and fear. And when used properly, we can anchor in. And what I always envision is that when I'm in that anger, I pull everything in and I push everything down so that I can create like a molten lava underneath of me. And so what I do from there is I push up and I imagine myself rising up out of whatever it is that's happening, the circumstance that is out of my control. And in doing that, I move back into my passion. I move back into that, oh yeah, I got this energy, that empowered energy, that purposeful energy. But if we don't know how to do that, if we don't have that mindset and that ability, what happens is we get into that anger, we get into that frustration, and either we've been taught that anger is a bad thing, or we get into overwhelm because everything feels too big. And then we cycle back down into the fear, into the self-doubt. And then we rise up into the anger, and it just becomes this returning loop, this perpetual cycle of rising and falling in this catabolic energy, which over time is really hard on the body, right? Stress is not supposed to be our quote unquote natural state. It dysregulates the nervous system. It throws our mind and our heart out of alignment. And so we're then pushing on the gas and stomping on the brakes at the same time. And that's no way to live. So instead, what I do is I return to faith. And this is the number one. This is the number one mindset to have if you are moving towards a big vision. And here's why. This is one of the fundamentals that I live by. Faith is more powerful than proof. And so let's talk about that. In manifesting, in life, in this third dimension of reality, there is always going to be contrast. There's always going to be two sides of what it is you are manifesting: love and fear. There is always going to be the abundance, looking towards the abundance of what you are manifesting, and looking towards the lack of what you are manifesting. As humans, most of us in this society have been programmed literally to look towards the lack, the fear. You can see it in our news, you can see it in our education system, you can see it in our family dynamics. Fear is the nothingness. Oh, that's an old reference. Going way back to the 80s and the never-ending story with that one. It is the nothingness. It is the consuming of the darkness, right? Faith is the light. Faith is the abundance. Faith is the alignment with source. Without faith, we seek to see proof. And what is proof? Proof is waiting for the third dimensional manifestation of what you are looking to create. But if you've been following me for a while, you know this, and maybe this is new to you, and that's totally okay too. 99% of your manifestation happens in the energetic before it becomes a reality. Depending on your beliefs and what is underneath the surface will determine the length of three-dimensional time that it takes. And so if you're always looking for proof, you're always looking outside of yourself. You're not going inward. You're not searching for those answers inside of you. And everything starts from within. Faith is the energy of belief, trusting, possibility, hope, confidence, purpose. You can feel the expansiveness of those words when you speak them out. You can feel it in your body. When I talk about those things, oh, my heart feels open. I feel like I'm magnetizing. My body is very sensitive to energy. So I literally feel goosebumps and waves of energy moving through my nervous system, little ecstatic shivers. I love it. It's turned on, right? But when you're in that energy of proof, you're waiting for something. You're waiting for something that hasn't happened yet. And if you're waiting for something, you're always going to be waiting for something, because it's I'm waiting, it's out there. The next day, I'm waiting, it's out there. You're never attracting it. You're just kind of scooting towards it, and then it scoots further away. And it's that perpetual, always moving towards something that is never getting closer because you're mistrusting it. You need justice, which is a conflict energy. You're looking for the tangible instead of believing in the intangible. It's about marrying the science and the woo-woo. Oh, I don't like that. The spiritual and the science, bringing them together. They're intertwined. They are one and the same. They are the yin and the yang. When you're looking for proof, you're looking for more information, which means what? You're doubting the information you have. You don't believe that the information that you have is enough, which is lack mindset, which is scarcity mindset, which is an energy of fear. And so moving into faith is a practice. Everything is a practice. It is a daily, minute by minute, especially when you are just starting out, to instead of looking towards seeking proof, shifting your focus towards faith. Faith is a breath. Faith is an opening. Faith is a letting go, a surrender. The next mindset that you need to, I don't even like the word need. This is your choice. I am offering you information and I am inviting you into this. You don't need to do anything you don't want to. If you want the path of least resistance, I will invite you into this. Something to play with is resilience. Now, again, there are two sides to this. When I did my family healing, I looked at my parents first and foremost. And I looked at both of them and what they taught me. And as a young person, people would tell me that I was stubborn, that I only wanted what I wanted. And there may have been a time where I was in that mindset. But what is stubborn? Stubborn, when I think of stubborn, I think of the donkey, right? Feet stuck in the ground. It's fear, it's anxiety, it's dug in, it's constricted, it's controlling. Right? Are you getting this? Are things starting to come together for you? Because that is a catabolic energy. It's destructive. It's not going to support you in moving towards your dreams, in bringing those manifestations into life. Again, it's going to push it away. It's going to make the journey a lot harder. And yes, you will manifest, but you won't be in the flow. You won't be in the joy and the gratitude because you're focused on the pain. You're focused on the constriction. And that is what stress does. It pulls your attention away. I have a little tool here for you. And if you're feeling stress, I want to just do this before we move into resilience. Think of a thing that you're passionate about right now. Think of a thing that lights you up, whether it's your children or talking about what you're passionate about, or doing something that you love, right? Just think of that. Notice how your body feels. Okay. And now I want you to take 2 fingers and I want you to stick them right between your ribs, right in that soft spot on your side, and just push until you can feel the pain. And then I want you to feel that pain. Really feel that pain. And notice if you can focus on that joy again. Notice if you can start thinking about what it is that lights you up. Odds are, if you're human, you find it harder to focus on your joy, on what lights you up, when you've stuck your fingers in your rib cage. That's what stress does. It pulls your focus away from the things that light you up. It pulls your focus away from the faith and the belief and all of those higher vibrational, I call them anabolic, because they're a building force, right? All of those things in your life. And so how do you shift from stubborn into resilience? Well, let's look at what resilience is. Resilience is the mindset of everything is figure-outable. There is no problem offered without a solution. Resilience is passion. It's commitment. It's dedication. Resilience is knowing that there's going to be times when the quote unquote shit hits the fan, and preparing for it. Having the tools in your tool belt for self-care. Having the support in your community to lean into. Having the practices and the beliefs and the foundation of your business to support you when you're not feeling motivated, when you're not feeling joyful. I used to believe that I had to be happy all the time to manifest. That's unrealistic. As humans, we're always feeling all the emotions, moving through them all the time. So I now believe that no matter what, I am attracting, right? No matter what, that I will figure out a solution. No matter what, that if I have a bad day, the next day is going to be better. No matter what, I will move forward towards my dreams. That is resilience. That is trust. That is co-creating with the universe. That is moving and maintaining your flow. Think about your flow. Think of the river moving to the ocean. It is not always moving fast. There are times when the water slows, but it doesn't mean that the water isn't moving forward. Momentum is always moving forward. It is the mind, it is the ego that judges it as good or bad, right or wrong, fast or slow. And if you are focused on the slow, it's going to feel slow. Well, if you are focused on the joy, if you are focused on the faith, if you are focused on the vision, it's just going to feel effortless, ease. There's no rush. There is exactly where you are meant to be right now so that you can be where you're meant to be tomorrow. That is the energy of resilience. And so what happens when we align ourselves with these mindsets, this faith and this resilience? What happens when you bring those things together in your thoughts and in your mind? Instantly you breathe. Because instantly, as you come into those mindsets, your body reacts. Your nervous system lets go. You give yourself permission to come back into your center. If your nervous system is triggered, you're going to perpetuate that cycle. When you release, you can move back into the trust. When you release, you can trust that the universe is working for you in the background. So much is happening. So much is happening in the energetic field for you that you can't see when you are focused on what is tangible in front of you. It's like the horse with the blinders, right? Stress creates a narrow focus, a vision. When you come into that faith, you open that up and there's like there's a whole new universe waiting to be discovered and seen. All these new people, all these new solutions, all these new ideas coming in. When you open, guess what? Energetically, you allow yourself to magnetize, you allow yourself to receive. It's this beautiful instant shift. And the answers to your problems, my friend, are given. Because there is no problem launched into the universe where a solution isn't immediately launched as well. It's cause and effect. It's the law of duality. But if you are only focused on one end or the other, you are going to miss the whole spectrum. And it is not just an alignment with the mind. It is an alignment with the body. It is an alignment with the soul. It is the three together. The body always wants to be in balance. The body is always moving and wanting to be in its healthiest state. The cells are always reproducing. The cells are always cleansing. It is the energy that you hold that prevents the body from moving into its homeostatic, is that the right word? Into its balanced state. Right? It is your beliefs that are preventing your body from moving into that state. It is your beliefs that are focusing your mind on the negative or catabolic side of the manifestation. It is your beliefs and what is under the surface that are holding you out of alignment with your highest self. It is always, always, always flowing. And when you are creating the judgment, when you are creating the resistance, it's like my brain. I watched Star Trek 2 weeks ago, or not Star Trek. Yeah, Star Trek. And there's a scene, I can't remember which one it was, but Chris Pine is in the warp drive and he's there and he's pushing the warp drive back into alignment. That's literally what you're doing with your source. You are the warp drive. Source is the power center. Bring yourself back into alignment. So my beautiful friends, I hope the technology worked for this. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. I feel like it was divinely orchestrated for you. I feel like I went through this week so that I could share this with you, so that you could take action. There is only results when you do something differently. There is only new results when you do something differently. If you have the same thoughts, if you have the same beliefs, you will get the same results. If you want to know where your energy lies. If you want to know where your energy is focused, there's a link below. You can find out more about the Energy Leadership Index. The Energy Leadership Index takes the intangible and creates a tangible metric so that you can see where your energy is, where you can see where your stress response is, what your habits and programming are telling you to do, so that when you go forward, you can then create a conscious choice and rise into the energy that you choose, because you know the advantages and disadvantages of all the energy. If you are interested in learning more and about learning what your energy is, hit that link below and sign up for an energy assessment and debrief with me. I guarantee you it will change how you see yourself and how you see energy. Until next week, my beautiful friends, have a beautiful day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.